Thank you, Kelly. Really looking forward to this one here in Gelsenkirchen. We're giving you the team news with Italy unchanged. It is the 11th encounter between these two at a major tournament. It's the 8th time that they've met at the Euros. The 5th consecutive meeting at the Euros. It's the most played match in the history of the European Championship. And after the disappointment and the uninspiring performance from England, we can hopefully look forward to a classic. And as my friend Mike texted me earlier from Lancashire, he's missed going to the Roses game today to watch this game. He said it's the El Vino Classico.
Oh, it really is, isn't it? I mean, so much to look forward to this evening. Stars in both lineups. This is a classic game, and who knows what to expect. Both teams coming into this tournament not really fancy to win it, but they're both talented, and we saw what Italy did at the last Euros. They're the holders. I think there was a bit of shame that the fact that they didn't get to the World Cup in Qatar. The Spanish team went out of the World Cup pretty disappointingly against Morocco in the last 16, and they'll want to prove a point under De La Fuente.
Stirring stuff on BBC Radio 5 Live. Live here in Gelsenkirchen. Also available on the BBC Sounds app. As a reminder of the two teams. Simon in goal for Spain. Carvajal, Lenormand. The only change is Laporte for Nacho. Cucurella at left back. Pedri, Rodri, Fabian Ruiz, Nico Williams, Morata the captain, Lamine Yamal. As Italy are unchanged, they'll be playing in all white tonight. Donnarumma in goal, back four of Di Lorenzo, Cagliafiori, Bastoni, Di Marco, Barella, Jorginho, Pratesi, Pellegrini, Chiesa and Scamacca. As Spain will line up for their team photo once again in their red shirts and royal blue shorts. And hopefully we're in for a bit of a treat.
Yep, I think we are. De La Fuente, before the game, the Spanish manager described this game as like looking in the mirror. A lot of similarities with the two teams. A lot of young talent on show and a lot of flair. I think the battle of that for that midfield ground is going to be absolutely key this evening. But what an atmosphere inside this stadium. My first time here, Gelsenkirchen. I'll tell you what, there's a buzz about this place.
The Veltins Arena, it holds 50,000. It's two-tiered, but the lower tier reaches quite high up, probably about two-thirds of the way all the way around the arena. Then you've got the hospitality boxes that sweep all the way around the ground, and then the top tier is at that top third of the stadium here. I would suggest that the Italian support are probably here in greater number than that of that large trunk of red away towards our left. There is a lot of the Azzurri blue, as there will now be a minute's silence here ahead of the game in memory of Gerhard Einer, the former UEFA General Secretary who sadly has passed away. So a moment of applause in honour of Einer, who was the General Secretary from 1989 to 1999 and was a key figure in the launch of the Champions League concept. He then became Chief Executive from 1999 to 2003. UEFA said it would be a moment's applause, but with the exception of the odd person shouting out, that silence was observed very, very well from this capacity crowd in memory of Gerhard Einer. So the two teams break from their respective huddles. We know that whoever wins this will join Germany in the last 16. They both won their opening games. Albania and Croatia played out that 2-2 draw in Hamburg yesterday. So this is an opportunity to go through and not only top the group, but guarantee your side a third place opposition in the last 16 and avoid switching into the other half of the draw. As our referee is Slavko Vincic, and he gets us underway. So Italy playing from right to left as we look. And Cucurella already cuts out an early ball over on that far side.
Yeah, and that's going to be a key battle, isn't it? Chiesa against Cucurella. I don't think he's had the best season at Chelsea. Cucurella and Chiesa, direct as a dribbler, dynamic, got that pace in those one-to-one duels. Cucurella is going to have to cope.
Well, already the ball hasn't even been in the Italian half as we pass 30 seconds, and of course after 23 seconds they'd conceded the quickest goal in the history of the European Championship the other day against Albania.
That was incredible. DiMarco made his mark in the wrong way, but actually recovered well, recovered quickly, and I thought they were really wasteful in that first half. Should have gone in at half time a lot further ahead.
Rodri heads it forward, chested off by Williams, backheeled by Morata, picked up by Rodri in the midfield. Out it goes to Lamine Yamal, this exciting teenager, still at the age of 16. Spain seeing along the ball. Fabian Ruiz comes forward, passes it with the outside of his left foot out towards Cucurella. Now it's with Williams. Williams running forward at pace, goes towards the byline, delivers the cross, and the header from Morata is tipped over by Donnarumma. I think it was Pedri. Pedri with a header tipped over by Donnarumma, making that run in behind Morata. Needed the touch from the keeper.
Yeah, I think Pedri has got to score. Big hand from Donnarumma. Heads it straight above him. Should go back across him from where the ball came from. What a chance for Spain.
Corner taken quickly on that left-hand side. Lamine Yamal. Back it goes to Williams. Williams with the in-swinging cross. And that was headed out by Bastoni. Spain try and win the ball back. Lamine Yamal, who did you notice he was in between that Croatia game and this game, has been doing his English homework.
I did see. I did read that, yeah. It's important you do your homework.
On this near side is DiMarco. Pedri looks to close him down. Italia, Italia is the deafening chant inside this Veltins Arena here in Gelsenkirchen, live on BBC Radio 5 Live. 2.5 minutes played.
I think there's no doubt they're going to have to, the Italian backline, going to have to weather plenty of Spanish attacks. I mentioned Chiesa and Cucurella. We saw in the early stages. On that Spanish left-hand side, Williams against Di Lorenzo. Lovely step over to create the cross where Pedri should have scored.
Williams nicks it away, bursts into the penalty area. Williams still going, tries to play it back into the path of Fabian Ruiz, just couldn't get the touch. Well, with the two exciting players that they've got, Lamine Yamal on the right and Williams on the left, it was Yamal who caught the eye against Croatia, but Williams has already in these opening exchanges caused the Italians a number of problems on that left-hand side.
He looks fired up. And the Italians, they're going to have to hang on in there in these early stages.
Talking of hanging in on there are the England players. John Murray said to, I think it was Kieran Trippier, you're going to have to adopt a siege mentality. It was an uninspiring performance, and 6:06 has been brought forward to 10 o'clock tonight to have your say. As Lamine Yamal delivers the cross, Calafiore is there to clear it. It's at 10 o'clock tonight on 5 Live. 08085909693. Should be a lively one.
It should be. And this is getting lively. Little tug on Scamacca, the Italian centre forward from Laporte. Which Scamacca are we going to see this evening? Moody player he is, but I tell you what, when he's fired up, he can be a real handful. Got all the attributes. Didn't happen to him at West Ham. Had a pretty decent season.
Ball given away. Barella plays it out. This near side. DiMarco back to Calafiore. Leaves it for Barella over the halfway line. Barella along the ground to Bastoni, playing on the right side of that central defensive partnership. Calafiore, who did ever so well for Bologna when they finished fifth. They'll be in the Champions League next season. Centre-back, indeed could play as a left-back as well. Only his fourth appearance for his country here this evening. As now over on that far side, the ball is played forward by Chiesa. Cut out by Cucurella. Infield, finds Rodri. Leaves it for Fabian Ruiz. Running forward now, passes the ball to Carvajal. He got that third goal against Croatia. Lamine Yamal back to Carvajal. Fabian Ruiz, I thought he had a really effective game in midfield against the Croatians, but his forward ball is going to be left by DeMarco off the chest and gathered in by Donnarumma, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's got a lovely left foot, hasn't he? Ruiz, and of course, up against his former manager. Spalletti, Napoli manager, and Ruiz was there.
Luciano Spalletti certainly was quite fulsome in his praise for Spain. But Luis de la Fuente said, flattery is not going to weaken us. As the referee from Slovenia, Slavko Vincic, gives a free kick. And that was a challenge on Lorenzo Pellegrini.
Well, yeah. He doesn't have a great injury record, does he, for the Italian national team? He's in a bit of pain. Pedri just overran the ball. I don't think there was anything particularly malicious. Pellegrini goes to tackle him. I think the ball goes through his legs. And Pedri just catches him. Just seeing that chance for Pedri. It's so good, the approach play from Williams on the left-hand side. Throws a step over, drives to the byline, clips it in, and Pedri 6 yards out. And it's not like the ball is too high for him. He should be just going back across into the side netting, and Donnarumma wouldn't have had any opportunity to save it, but his big hand came out and palmed it over the bar.
You're right about the injury record, though, for Pellegrini. In fact, for the last Euros, he had to withdraw from the squad the day before the tournament started. Missed out with their success through injury, and this is a lengthy treatment for the Roma captain.
Yep, it is. Now he's on his feet. Morata drags him up, hobbling over to the touchline. Be interesting to see whether he carries on.
But down below, Brian Cristante, his Roma teammate, is warming up, but Pellegrini's back on his feet, seems to be walking okay. That was a lengthy stoppage, but BBC 5 Live, BBC Sounds, live in Gelsenkirchen for the third game of Euro 2024 on day 7 of the Euros that we've brought you. Calafiore inside the centre circle, header goes to the right, lifted up into the air by Jorginho to Fratesi. Hardly started at all for Inter Milan. The Serie A champions, only made 6 starts, but was very effective off the bench. But this is his second successive start under Luciano Spalletti. 0-0, free kick to Italy, 6 yards inside the Spanish half, and it's played in field by Di Lorenzo to Pellegrini, plays it back to Calafiore, 6 yards inside the Spain half. Now it goes back to Barella. The back pedal as Morata will run towards Bastoni. As it goes to that far side, ball played forward by Di Lorenzo. Referee again will, on this occasion, will just have a word with Laporte.
Stop-start, isn't it?
It is.
Lots of fouls. Got to say, a lot made about the Spanish performance against Croatia and about the possession stats and Spain sitting in. There were 3 up at half-time, by the way, but they've started this game on the front foot, really pressing Italy high.
Headed forward by Pellegrini, looks to Scamacca. Scamacca back heels the ball. Fratesi had continued his run, and the move breaks down on the edge of the Spanish penalty area, and there was a push on Rodri, but very, very niggly.
Yes, it is, but one long ball to head it flicked on to Scamacca. Lazy back heel, trying to find Fratesi. Off with the back heel. That was an opportunity. I wonder whether Scamacca, right-hand side of the box, could have got a shot off.
I think they're rotating the 3 behind Scamacca. And Spain will come forward. And it's with Pedri. Plays the ball out towards that far side. Morata curls it in. Williams with a header wide. Spain really could have had a 2-goal lead by now, but 2 headers have been squandered and it remains goalless 10 minutes in. 6 yards out, Williams heads it wide. He should have at least hit the target.
Well, could have had a 2-goal lead, should have had a 2-goal lead. This is brilliant from Morata. Chops back on his right foot, corner of the 18-yard box, and whips in across. It's perfect for Williams, who plants his header from 6 yards wide of Donnarumma's left-hand post.
DiMarco coming forward now for Italy. 0-0 here on 5 Live. Switches play out towards that far side. The acceleration from Chiesa, cut out by the head of Cucurella. Game is warming up rather nicely here on 5 Live. Fabian Ruiz forward to Williams over the halfway line, left-hand side. Chiesa's going to try and help out Di Lorenzo. Pushes the ball past the Italian right back, who gets back goal side. Williams plays it back inside. Ruiz gets the ball back, had to extend his left leg to bring that ball under control. Referee lets the game flow. Cucurella back to Fabian Ruiz. Italy have dropped off, everybody behind the ball. Laporte to Ruiz. Back then with Laporte once again. Lenormand now inside the centre circle of the Italian half. And then he passes the ball to Carvajal. Pellegrini. And now Barella will break ranks to try and put pressure on Lenormand. He passes the ball to Laporte. And there was a little push off the ball there. Referee might just have to show a yellow card. There's been a series of fouls,
but Laporte showed enough of the ball to Scamacca. Actually, got away with that, Laporte. And Scamacca had a little nibble, tried to win the ball. Laporte went down, stayed down. He's up, nothing wrong with him. Just seeing that Williams chance again. What a ball from Morata. Fizzed in. And Spain have had 2 easy opportunities, gilt-edged chances, and the youngsters Williams and Pedri haven't been able to take them.
Chances that the 1998 Golden Boot winner would surely have snaffled up from that sort of area.
Dion Dublin.
You saw where I was going with that, did you? Here is Rodri, out to Williams. Williams coming forward now. Spain are attacking on that far side, the left. 3 red shirts inside the penalty area. Williams slows it down. Cucurella on the overlap. Cucurella from the byline delivers the cross. Yamal can't bring it under control. Pellegrini should get this away for the all-white of Italy. Looks for the support of DiMarco. Feeds it forward. Barella will latch onto it. DiMarco is still powering on. He's still coming on the overlap. And Barella feeds it to DiMarco, who sends it to the cross. But Laporte comes across to deal with it. Barella for Italy. Couple of touches. Lifts the ball in the air. Heads it back to Calafiore. 0-0 on 5 Live. Here in Gelsenkirchen, 13 minutes played.
I like it though. DiMarco driving down that left-hand side, putting a cross in. Scamacca not really definitive with his run. The opportunity wasted, but Italy now just stroking the ball about, trying to get a foothold.
Jorginho looks for the ball over the top. Scamacca might get there, but Laporte had dealt with the danger. Late flag. It was
flag went up. Yeah, good positioning from Scamacca in between the 2 Spanish centre halves, the Normand and Laporte. Made a terrific run. Wonderful ball from Barella. I say a terrific run. He was offside, so it couldn't have been that good. Only marginally offside.
Laporte came back to the Spanish camp a little bit out of his fitness wasn't up to scratch, should we say, from his time in Saudi Arabia. So he's had an intensive regime to try and get himself back up to speed. He is in alongside his fellow French-born central defender Lenormand, as Morata with a turn and shot, Calafiore with a block. The referee has got to stop play. Must be a head injury over on that far side for Di Lorenzo. So 0-0, but it's been a very interesting opening quarter of an hour.
Yep, Williams on the half turn allows the ball to run across his body, and Di Lorenzo runs in to try and win the ball. Williams catches him with his shoulder. Di Lorenzo, so the Italian players are around the referee, and someone's going to get booked. I think it may be Donnarumma, why is he getting involved?
Well, bearing in mind it's only the captains, and all the players know this, only the captains can go around and approach the referee. There were a number of players around there.
But that seemed to be an accident to me, Ian. So while the Italian players are getting involved, these things happen in football collisions.
Donnarumma shown a yellow card. Hard to believe he's still only 25.
We were saying that today. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Seems like he's been around for absolutely, well, he has. His international debut was at 17, but
yeah, and he's still got some growing to do, hasn't he?
At 6'5", I hope not. 0-0. Di Lorenzo finds Barella neatly off the chest. Fratesi away on the right hand side. Chiesa joining the attack. Fratesi holds on to the ball, back to Jorginho. Everybody bar Morata is back behind the ball though for Spain.
Do you know what? They played through the Spanish press brilliantly, and Fratesi decided to turn back when Chiesa was on the right hand side. Chance wasted there.
Here is Jorginho dropping back in between the two central defenders. Bastoni waits, passes the ball back to Jorginho. Good atmosphere inside this ground here in Gelsenkirchen. Di Lorenzo, Jorginho hits it first time. Again looking for that lifted ball over the top for Scamacca. Dealt with by the former Manchester City defender Aymeric Laporte. Current Manchester City player Rodri finds Carvajal on the halfway line. Spain, red shirts, royal blue shorts, playing from left to right as we look. High up in our position here in Gelsenkirchen. Live on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. And now Lamine Yamal strokes it back to Lenormand. Laporte will come forward out of defence. Cucurella gets forward on that far side to left. Back to Laporte, 6 yards inside the Italian half. Rodri is available. Lenormand now comes forward as well. Comfortable on the ball. Yamal on this near side to right, level the penalty area, doubled up on the 16-year-old, back towards Carvajal, being very patient though at Spain in this stage, and then Rodri turns and passes the ball back to Lenormand. Rodri is available. Spain, Italy have dropped off. 2 central defenders seeing the ball, passing it between each other in the centre circle. Now it's with Rodri once again. Carvajal has stayed on this near side to right. Nice little turn and spin. The crowd like that from Yamal. He's certainly a very confident young boy. As Lenormand, first time towards Laporte. Cucurella wants it to feet. Closed down quickly though by those white shirts of Italy. Morata dispossessed by Calafiore. And then the referee from Slovenia has actually pulled play back and said it was a foul by the Italian defender.
It may have been a little tug. Aggressive defending. Calafiore. The Italian fans not happy about that decision.
Spain back in possession. Chris Sutton with us here in Gelsenkirchen. 6:06. Starting at 10 o'clock tonight. What would you like to hear from the listener? Go on, set the agenda.
I mean, there's so much to talk about. Another pretty flat performance. What are the reasons? Trent Alexander-Arnold, is that experiment over now? Why is Cole Palmer not being given a run out? There's 2.
08085909693, the number to call. Pedri. That's coming up after this game here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Fabian Ruiz, short, square. Rodri forward of the centre circle. Holds on to the ball. Fabian Ruiz. Pedri. Calafiore tracking him. Has to pass the ball back. Little touch there. Calafiore again read it well. Ooh, his ball almost played in Barella, who's annoyed he just couldn't get there. Pedri though comes forward now. Has an area that he can drive into for Spain. Fabian Ruiz finds Rodri, 30 yards out from goal, central position. Work it out to the left, touch from Cucurella. Williams now looks to drive past his man, cuts inside in towards the penalty area. Pedri was available. Cucurella almost found Pedri again. Jorginho just threw himself at that, and the Italian side get the ball away.
Well, Jorginho got across, I tell you what. Williams is torturing Di Lorenzo, isn't he? Little nutmeg drives the inside. Jorginho just gets there. Chiesa's doubling up, but Williams is having the time of his life out on that left-hand side. We all talked about Yamal coming into this game, but most of the Spanish players gone down their left-hand side. That's where they have looked the biggest danger.
Luis de la Fuente, who's had a very impressive start to his time replacing Luis Enrique. 62-year-old, worked his way up, coached the youth team since 2013. And as Pellegrini feeds it out to DiMarco, DiMarco running forward now, and the ball went behind a number of players inside the penalty area and allowed Fabian Ruiz to get there and eventually deal with it and find Rodri, and Spain play the ball back, and Fabian Ruiz is now in his central midfield position midway through his own half. 21 minutes played 0-0.
Gotta say, such a waste the cross from DiMarco, because the link-up play between Scamacca and Pellegrini, who is the one more often in that central position just off Scamacca, lovely little layoff, and then the ball went wide. That's twice now DiMarco's had the opportunity and contested to cross the ball in. Really wasteful.
You said before about Lamine Yamal doing his homework. My homework, I was reading an excellent Euro preview in the Racing Post, and Simon Giles had highlighted in the second round of matches a tendency to draw the games, and if you notice, 4 of the 5 matches in this second round of fixtures have ended as draws. But
That's easy. It's easy just to say a draw, isn't it? You know, when you're doing the predictions, you've got to be bold at times. But I suppose it's important to be right as well, Ian, isn't it?
Well, and I would think that Simon Giles has been vindicated with his assessment.
I'm just jealous.
Well, I'm just hoping that I never have to come across you in a surgery after your assessment, Dr. Sutton, of Kylian Mbappe with his broken nose. If it's not sore, he'll play.
No. Well, I'm not a medical expert, and you're not an expert at getting out of car parks.
Just imagine, doctor, when will it stop bleeding? When the blood congeals? Otherwise,
the point I was making is, you know, when a footballer goes down and they're injured, or any sports person, there are so many experts who aren't doctors. I mean, I can only speak from experience about when I broke my own substantial nose.
Well, your substantial nose was growing if you're going to try and blame me for the car park debacle, because I was not guilty.
Lucky to be here this evening.
We are midway through the first half. We just had a slight delay when we couldn't get out of the car park for about 15 minutes. Midway through the first half, 0-0. Here is Pedri. Passes it square. 6 yards in from the touchline is Carvajal. Rodri takes over. Cucurella is high up the pitch, far side the left, providing the width. Laporte now will find the Chelsea defender over the ball along the ground. Back towards Laporte. Spain have every outfield player in the Italy half. 0-0. Forward ball now to Yamal. Turns, goes a long way around from DiMarco. Glides past the challenge. Great run, edge of the area. Finds Morata. Morata looks for the angle. Saved by the legs of Donnarumma. What a run from Lamine Yamal. They couldn't stop him.
They couldn't. He just glides, doesn't he? It's effortless. It was effortless. I think he went past 2, 3, maybe 4 Italian defenders, slipped the ball to Morata. I tell you what, I think Di Lorenzo did really well in tracking Morata and pushing him out a little bit wider. He got the shot off. I don't know whether Donnarumma made the save or Di Lorenzo got the block, and the ball was going in.
They've had 3 chances now, have Spain. It's still 0-0. Yamal looked to the feet of Fabian Ruiz. Rodri tried to win the ball back. They're pressing with intensity. Something that Gareth Southgate said that England lacked in that game against Denmark that finished 1-1. The other game in Group C today finished 1-1 between Slovenia and Serbia. Fabian Ruiz from distance! Oh my word! That would have been an absolute humdinger! And Donnarumma with a touch behind for a corner. That was travelling. 30 It was whistling goalwards until Donnarumma tipped it over.
Oh, we've seen some stunning goals in this Euro so far, and I tell you what, that would have been another. What a save that is! A Ruiz rocket from 30 yards, and Donnarumma fingertips over the bar, flung himself to his left-hand side.
Well, I heard John Murray reference that if it was on points, Denmark were shady and were winning it against England. Here, you'd have to say that Spain are, but Italy looking for a knockout blow on the counter-attack. It wouldn't fall to Pellegrini. They've had 4 excellent chances now against the defending champions, who respond, going to the other end. Barella with the cross. It's a wasteful one. Over the head of everybody, out for a goal kick.
I'm going to pull you up on 4 excellent chances. I mean, that was all of 30 yards out. That was just an unbelievable strike. And a world-class goalkeeper. The 2 headers, they should be in front. Morata, just watching that again. Di Lorenzo does brilliantly. Ushers him out wide. It is Donnarumma who saves at his near post. Makes himself big, and a different sort of save from the Ruiz effort.
I agree with you. I actually said it in the commentary in the game against Croatia the weekend. I think Spain have come under the radar into this tournament. And then you see how they play against Croatia. I know that Guillem and Aitor Karanka they expressed their degree of caution.
That's all reverse psychology, that is.
But
I think
they and the Germans have been the 2 standout sides so far. Here is Rodri from distance. Rodri shoots. That was further out than the effort from Fabian Ruiz. That must have been approaching 40 yards out from goal. Right-footed, dragged off target, 0-0.
Yep, didn't hit it as cleanly as Ruiz. Yeah, it's too far out, and we've just trying to beat Donnarumma from that sort of range. Only that's not easy. But no, a lot made about the Spanish possession in that first game. But I had a little look up at the previous games they'd played, and Northern Ireland, they had 78% possession. Andorra, and you think, I think it was 80 whatever. But then they played Brazil in March and bossed the possession in that game, which is a better barometer.
Here is Williams, Fabian Ruiz, back to Williams, left corner of the area. Williams with the cross, Morata makes the run. Calafiore headed away before his goalkeeper Donnarumma could claim it. Italy on the edge of their own penalty area, haven't still dealt with this effectively. Frattesi waits for the ball to settle, tries to stab it away. They lose the ball. Here is Pedri, challenge comes in. He's going to squirt away and out to this near side, picked up by Lamine Yamal. He now finds Fabian Ruiz, reverses the ball with his left foot to Carvajal. Cut back into the area, Rodri first time shot blocked. Italy are rocking, they can't get out. Spain win the ball back. Fabian Ruiz tries to touch it into the path of Pedri. The thing about those possession stats, though, it wasn't just against your Northern Irelands and your Andorras. That run goes back to Russia in 2008. It's 136 matches. It had substance, that statistic.
It does. That's an incredible stat, but a lot was made about Croatia. I say bossing the possession. Pretty marginal. What a move that was down the right-hand side. You're right, Ruiz. His reverse pass to Dani Carvajal, and then great vision from Carvajal to feed the ball back to Rodri on the 18-yard line. And his shot was blocked. But some of the football they're playing, absolutely sublime.
And if you're wondering what the possession stats are at the moment, Spain have had 63% as Rodri to Yamal. Slows down, a few yards in from the right touchline. Back then to Rodri, just takes a little bit of a breather, passes the ball back to Lenormand, to Laporte now, left of the centre circle, carries it forward. Cucurella provides the width, far side the left, back to Laporte once again. Viva España being sung by the Spanish supporters away towards our left. Williams tries to get on the end of it, he's going to give away a free kick there with a little push on Alessandro Bastoni. All playing central defender for Inter Milan, 0-0, nearly half an hour played on 5 Live and BBC Sounds.
Yep, and Bastoni and Calafiore, they've actually done all right so far this evening in terms of last-ditch defending. You think of Chiellini and Bonucci and that partnership they form. These new kids on the block are going to have to step up this evening.
Diagonal ball from Di Marco, looking for Cortese, easily beaten in the air by Cucurella. Picked up by Fabian Ruiz, out towards Williams on that far side. Morata's going to go on the overlap, creates the space then for Williams to run into. Morata then stays out wide. Fabian Ruiz will find him. The Spanish captain turns, can't get away from Di Lorenzo. Morata tries to win it back. Di Lorenzo keeps the ball in play, and then stumbling, he was pushed from behind by Morata, and that will be a free kick to Italy, 0-0.
Well, Morata complains, but piggybacking in football isn't allowed. Good tussle on the touchline. Di Lorenzo got up and Morata got in his back. Di Lorenzo went down.
Good touch from Pellegrini, almost played in Barella, who was clattered by a no-nonsense challenge from Lenormand, and Barella, he twisted awkwardly as he fell to the ground, and he might well have jarred his back there, because that looked like a high-impact challenge, and he would have really clattered his way in as he fell to the floor with a real shudder.
Yeah. The man on the follow-through just wipes him out, doesn't he? Catches him, takes him off his feet. Yeah, that's a sore one. And Spalletti will not want to lose his golden boy in the middle of the park.
9 players remain from the squad that won the last Euros, and Barella is one of those, a box-to-box midfielder for Inter. Fell awkwardly, his shoulders were probably taking a lot of the impact as well, but it's still 0-0 with 30 minutes to go to half-time.
28 metres out, the shot from Ruiz. What's that in yards then? Who's the expert?
I only deal in yards. You tell me, because you're probably an expert not only on medical matters but also yardage and metrics. Jorginho leaves it. Barella is okay, he's continued, back on his feet, still 0-0. There is yet to be a goalless draw at this Euro so far, as the ball played forward from a long way out by Bastoni.
Why would you say that?
Well, I find it quite interesting that it hasn't been a goalless draw.
That's like you've just Jona'd this game.
Well, I haven't really? If it's still 0-0 at the 90 minutes, then maybe I have, but I mean, do you think your prediction of 2-1 Spain will come true?
Well, they should be 2 up already, shouldn't they? Could be more up. Had it not been for big Donnarumma, who's still growing.
Just over 10 minutes to go to half-time. Chris, close your ears, still goalless. Ball went out of play. Italy have a throw 10 yards inside the Spain half, over on that far side as they play from right to left in all white.
Yes, you know what, with Italian teams of the past, we have seen this sort of movie before, haven't we? Their resilience, the ability to hang on in there, and then a sucker punch.
When they met in the Euros that were last held in Germany in '88, it was Gianluca Vialli who got the only goal of the game in a group stages contest in Frankfurt. We'll have more reflections from Frankfurt of 2024 at half-time with Kelly Cates after Denmark 1, England 1. And don't forget 6:06 at 10 o'clock with Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage, 08085909693, and 5 Live Breakfast in the morning. Rick Edwards will be from 6 till 9 in the Old Town in Frankfurt for further reflections on that England performance. Sorry, Chris.
Yeah, I've just been jotting out the yardage at 28 metres. I think it's about 32 yards.
10 yards inside the Spanish half. Williams picks it up and goes forward. Not a lot of room to run into too. Di Lorenzo back pedals, then he stops. Fabian Ruiz plays the ball back. Lenormand inside the centre circle now. He goes square. Carvajal.
Ballon d'Or. Carvajal, Guillaume Balaguer said, didn't he?
Best right back in the world. Here is Lenormand on the halfway line. Carvajal once again. Spalletti. Both ball-headed managers are out in their technical area down below as we look from our lofty position here in Gelsenkirchen. Spain seeing the ball, quite a high line at the moment from Italy. Ball played through the middle. Pedri finds some space. Now the Italian defence has to retreat. Ball tried to be threaded through for the runner Verratti. Blocked. Fratesi loses it. Fabian Ruiz forward, finds Williams, right corner of the area quickly. Looks to come inside. Fabian Ruiz offers some support. First time cross, blocked by the heels of Di Lorenzo. Rodri just picks it back up, and once again Spain dominating. Triangular passing patterns there between Spain on the left-hand side. 10 minutes to go to half-time, 0-0. Been an enjoyable game.
Oh, it has been. There's a lovely rhythm to Spain's passing. One touch play there was absolutely wonderful to watch.
Williams taken out by Di Lorenzo. Had his legs chopped from underneath him.
He's got to book him. He can't get away with that.
The Slovenian referee Slavko Vincic hasn't gone for the book just as yet. But Williams, who's given him a torrid time.
That is ridiculous from the referee not to book Di Lorenzo.
Just a blatant kick, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, talk about late. He's in a spin though. Di Lorenzo can run ragged.
Calafiore and Pellegrini, should they pick up a yellow card tonight, they would miss the final group game against Croatia in Leipzig next week. Free kick to Spain, 0-0, 9 minutes to go to half-time, live here in Gelsenkirchen, BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds. It's on the left-hand side. Williams deliberately plays it out towards Fabian Ruiz, off his chest. He had to move 2 or 3 yards to his left to control the ball. It was obviously a pre-planned routine, didn't quite come off. Goal kick.
No, and the Spanish, a couple of the centre-halves had gone forward and they'd loaded the box and tried to drag the Italian defenders back to create that space for Ruiz, but not as successful with that long-distance effort.
Italy play out from defence, ball forward, Barella makes the run in midfield. Lamine Yamal has done well to track him. Jorginho passes it to Calafiore. Central defender with his long hair passes it forward over the halfway line. Pellegrini back to Jorginho. Bastoni, short ball. Barella running back just outside the centre circle of the Italy half. Pellegrini had made the run. Barella waits, holds on to the ball. Then he looked for Pellegrini, easily cut out by Lenormand. And now Lamine Yamal on this near side, skipped away from a sliding Pellegrini. If his homework is anything as good as his footwork, then I would say he's going to get an A+.
It's just so easy for him. I'm trying to think what I was doing at 16. I think I was playing for Helsdon High School.
Ball breaks through. Pedri looks for Williams. Williams can't take it in his stride. Italy get the ball away, but once again they look stretched as Spain go hunting for the ball. Cucurella gives away a free kick, which Barella will take. They're hanging in there, the Italians.
Well, they are. You can't take your eyes off the Spanish wingers, though. You know, at 16, I was playing for local school in Norwich, Helsdon High School, against Great Yarmouth High School. Look at Yamal in the Euros. 16. What were you doing at 16?
I think I was just starting work experience at Radio York.
As what?
As a runner.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I don't think so. You used to
making the cup. I made the cover tee so badly they never asked me to do it again. And then I just sat there.
Haven't changed much.
Calafiore passes the ball back to Bastoni, who actually tells him just play it back to Donnarumma. Morata will run towards Donnarumma, try to cut it out as well, the Spanish captain. They've beaten the press, and now Di Lorenzo the right back on that far side. Ball chipped up towards Fratesi. Laporte got there first. Italy though are back in possession. We're edging away towards half-time here on 5 Live, and it remains 0-0.
So I suppose the only thing you could say, the fact that Spain have missed chances, therefore They haven't gotten themselves in front, but they have pressed Italy high up the pitch. Used a lot of energy. Will they run out of steam?
Lost the ball on that right-hand side. Williams actually has Rodri on the overlap. Cucurella is also coming forward. Rodri will switch play. Yamal has to control this bouncing ball as it came up against his shins. Plays it forward. Carvajal is ahead of him, the right back. He'll get a throw off the legs of DiMarco. It's a Spain throw-in, right-hand side. Under 5 minutes to go to the break. Still goalless here on 5 Live. Carvajal level with the penalty area. Behind him is Yamal. And here he is. Fabian Ruiz strokes it, left-footed. Rodri takes over. Laporte was willing to get onto the ball, but instead it's out to Cucurella. Now it's back with Laporte. Likes to join up with the attack at every opportunity. That's why he's such an integral part. That one bypassed him a little bit and has to go back to Unai Simon. They actually haven't had a shot at all in this first half. Italy, the defending champions, firmly on the back foot, and once again they retreat. There's Pedri to Morata. Morata just outside the D, closed down, comes to Fabian Ruiz, hits it first time, straight at Donnarumma. 0-0 it stays.
Yeah, I think Morata was trying to get a shot off himself, trying to work a little angle, ends up feeding the ball to Ruiz, and from 22 yards lashes a left foot shot, but straight at Donnarumma. Punches in front of him, a safe pair of hands.
Calafiore edges his way forward, then he has to pass the ball back to Donnarumma. What have Italy got to do to try and wrestle the initiative away from Spain?
Well, they have beaten the Spanish press on a couple of occasions, haven't made the most of it. I think there's just taken a throw in from the wrong position. And they could actually go a bit more direct into Scamacca, with the Spanish midfield really locking on to the Italians high up the pitch. Clip balls in Donnarumma and get runners off him. But clearly something has to change. I mean, they have not laid a glove on Spain, have they?
Spain playing out from back. Lenormand, strong run. And that was an awkward fall. I think he was tripped by Calafiore, and as he fell, his head went into the back of the legs of DiMarco, and he's writhing around in agony at the moment. It was an awkward fall from Lenormand, who did ever so well to step out of defence and bring the ball clear.
Sit down.
You can hear a little bit of words being said between Luciano Spalletti and the Spanish bench, Luis de la Fuente.
Oh, they're still going. And
the fourth official, who is Clement Turpin, is the one who's just having to be the role of peacemaker down there between the two dugouts. Good job there was no choice language, as that was picked up off the effects mic. Sit down.
Whatever's happened to football.
I won't ask what you would have said. 90 seconds to go to half-time. Still 0-0 here on 5 Live. And the referee has blown his whistle, and it's Lenormand who's gone down again, holding his head.
But do you know what? I don't mind him going down if he's fouled, but why the roll?
I think he might have been caught on the side of the...
Yeah, but you don't have to roll over, do you? Just lie down.
There is the medical expert, Chris Sutton, once again. 60 seconds to the break.
Well, the Italian team will actually, I think they'll be delighted to get in at 0-0.
At the two early headers, Pedri and Williams off target. Morata saving, Donnarumma saving rather from the legs of Morata. Fabian Ruiz with a terrific save from distance from Donnarumma to keep that effort out, as the quick throw on this right hand side finds Rodri from Carvajal's throw. Challenge comes in, loose ball picked up. Lamine Yamal cutting inside, youngest player in the history of the European Championship. Out to Williams. Williams waits, passes the ball in low. Jorginho was there, right place, right time to get it away. Scamacca now has to hold it up, plays it back towards Pellegrini. Runners through the midfield, Barella and Fratesi. Barella passes the ball now out towards Chiesa, who's been quiet, but Chiesa now enters the penalty area and then blazes a right-footed shot from the inside right channel of the penalty area, off target, and it goes out for a goal kick, and it's 0-0.
The Italian fans inside the stadium really got excited with that attack, and Chiesa hasn't seen enough of the ball on that right-hand side in this first half. High and wide, wasted effort really, 25 yards out. But to try and work Simon, the Spanish goalkeeper.
That will though go down as the first shot that they created, albeit off target for Italy. We're into stoppage time, which there is 2 minutes of added on time. Now as Cucurella has gone down. We had a bit of a stop-start nature to when the game began, and that was Chiesa barging into Cucurella, and it's got a bit niggly again.
Well, and Cucurella has outdone the Normand. I mean, there are two roles there. What's he doing?
That was another roll.
Yeah.
Cucurella, who made his first competitive
Rodri's
appearance
been booked
against Croatia.
And he's going to miss the next match.
Rodri must have spoken out dissent, so Rodri will get that. He will now miss the game against Albania, which is going to be in Dusseldorf next Monday. Spain will have hoped that they would have qualified by then, because he's irreplaceable for club and country, really, isn't he? Such is his talent in that position, Rodri. So he has been picked up a yellow card, and he will be suspended for that game against Albania.
He's going to be a huge miss, isn't he, for them? I mean, must be the best player in that position in the world.
There is the half-time whistle, and it is Spain 0, Italy 0. And Spain will be wondering certainly how they didn't take the lead through headers from Pedri and Williams, and Donnarumma then has been called into action on a couple of occasions. And Italy, as you say, Chris Sutton, have hardly laid a glove on the Spanish.
No, the Spanish have played some wonderful football. It's been a joy to watch, but they have been wasteful. Pedri and Williams in particular. Williams has had a storming first half on that left-hand side for Spain. We've seen glimpses of Yamal as well, but Spain will be going in at half-time and thinking, how are we not in front? And Italy, I think Spalletti will be delighted that his team are hanging on in there, but they have to offer more of a threat going forward in the second half.
Donnarumma, who was booked in that first half, has gone down the tunnel, still in the ear of the referee. But half-time here in Gelsenkirchen, it is Spain 0, Italy 0. Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. We joked before about, this being the El Vino Classico. I just wonder whether you'd prefer that the red or the white to be watching this game, Chris, as an early yellow card is shown here, and Cristante, who's only been on the field for a matter of seconds, has been shown a yellow card. Hadn't even had an opportunity to tell you that Cambiasso and Cristante had come on for Jorginho and Fratesi, and Brian Cristante has picked up a yellow card in about 20 seconds.
Yeah, that's...
Well, what is it, a reducer on Rodri?
And Rodri, I mean, talk about rolls, he's in a lot of pain. There's about 4 or 5 backward rolls. I mean, that is a reducer. That's a Martin Keown type challenge, that. If only the listeners remember Martin Keown type challenges. But a lot of the players standing around Rodri, Italian and Spanish players. He's going to miss the next game anyway, but he's such an important player in this Spanish team.
Well, they're giving him a lot of treatment at the moment, and they're just testing out that left leg that took the full force of that challenge from Cristante, who
He just plays it, he pops the ball around the corner. Actually, Cristante stands on his right foot, so they're testing his left knee. I mean, said many times, I'm no medical expert, but we'll have to wait and see what the real doctors have to say. But he's back on his feet.
In terms of your choice of medicine, would you go with the white or the red, which was the initial question at the start of the second half, to watch this game for El Vino Clasico?
I would go for the red. What would you? You'd go for? Well, you can't have a lager, can you?
I fancy a glass of white, I think. Rodri is struggling. He's on at least his feet. That was lengthy treatment. Hobbling badly, though. BBC Radio 5 Live. Williams had just gone on a run that they didn't actually spot in time, as Italy have retreated to the edge of their penalty area. Lamine Yamal hits a flat ball in, and that's actually kneed away by Scamacca back there helping out. So Simon is in goal for Spain. Back four of Carvajal, Lenormand, Laporte and Cucurella, Pedri, Rodri and Fabian Ruiz, Williams, Morata and Lamine Yamal. For Italy, who in this second half are playing all in white from left to right as we look. Donnarumma is in goal. A back four of Di Lorenzo, Calafiore, Bastoni, De Marco, Barella, Cristante, Cambiasso, Pellegrini, Chiesa and Scamacca. De Lorenzo goes back and Donnarumma hits it forward. Yet to have a shot on target, the defending champions. Ball played forward by Carvajal. Pedri out to the 16-year-old Yamal, runs forward, passes the ball towards Pedri, cut out, Yamal wins it back, tries to toe-end the ball back in field. Rodri plays it out towards Carvajal, in comes the cross, headed behind by Di Marco for a corner kick to Spain in front of that bulk of the Spanish support, matching the red shirts of that of the players, and Di Marco has stayed down now as well. So this stop-start nature of the second half interrupting the rhythm of the game.
Yep, but it's the same pattern in the start of the second half to finish the first half. Spain in the ascendancy, pushing the Italians back.
So corner kick, far side the right for Spain. In it comes now, aimed towards Lenormand, who went with Carvajal towards the near post. Italy get it back to the centre circle where there's Cucurella. Leaves it for Pedri. Diagonal ball swept out towards Yamal. Another lucky ricochet, bounced off the body of the teenager and picked up by Donnarumma.
Well, actually, it was a really poor touch. The ball was fizzed across.
Oh, that was a loose ball out of defence by Cambiasso. Fabian Ruiz tried to thread a ball through, gets a second opportunity. Williams gives it back to the Paris Saint-Germain midfielder, swings over the cross, headed out by Calafiore away to that far side to our left, and Carvajal will win that ball back for Spain, and Spain on the halfway line will come again. 5 minutes into the second half here on 5 Live. Out to Cucurella, that mop of hair, down the line it goes towards Williams, and off Di Lorenzo it will be a Spain throw on this near side, the left. Laporte. Rodri showing no ill effects now of that challenge from Cristante. Rolling the ball out to Carvajal, far side the right, ball inside, he's found Pedri. Pedri looks to try and get the creating opportunity, has to do a 360-degree turn. Lamine Yamal cuts inside, he's still going, and then it was one touch too many. Up towards Scamacca, looks to try and turn away from two Spanish defenders, Lenormand and Laporte. They both back goal side, and then they look for the run of Chiesa, and it was picked up easily by Unai Simon.
I tell you what, he did really well, Scamacca, bullying Lenormand and Laporte, who doubled up on him, driving into the Spanish half, and just with the outside of his right boot, tried to feed the ball through to Chiesa, slightly heavy, weighted with the pass.
This is the 41st match between the two. Italy are Spain's most played opponent. The last goalless draw between the two was back in 2013. There have been 8 meetings since. As it's Williams on the attack, feeds it into the penalty area. Cut back from Cucurella. And that opportunity from Pedri, hit it first time right-footed, went wide of the left-hand post. Such an incisive move. It's like the penetration.
He has missed 2 incredible chances for a player of his talent, and has picked up some wonderful positions. He has, Pedri, off that right-hand side, drifting infield, finds space, but really good ball.
Fabian Ruiz, left-hand side, sends over the cross, partially blocked, comes out to Williams, infield, passes it to Rodri, has to turn. With his back to goal, Laporte will now come forward, 35 yards out, passes it out wide near side the left. Cucurella, Fabian Ruiz, back towards Laporte, still on this left-hand side. Laporte waits. Williams is there, comes back towards Laporte, early ball forward towards Pedri. And now this will be Cambiasso who can turn, but only as far as Fabian Ruiz, and Spain once again are on top here early in the second half on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, but yet to have a goal. Fabian Ruiz sees an area, runs into it. Pedri, he's going to shoot from distance, patted down by Donnarumma, and then gathers it in at the second attempt before Morata can pounce. 0-0.
Yeah, 25 yards out there, Pedri. That wasn't a golden opportunity. Drives the ball straight at Donnarumma, but didn't get the chance to describe Pedri's earlier miss because the Italians, from their own goal kick, gave the ball straight back to them.
De Marco looks for the ball out of defence from left back for the run of Scamacca. It'll run through to Unai Simon. If you look at his record though for Barcelona this season, the youngster, only 4 goals in 34 appearances. He only scored his first international goals with a brace against Northern Ireland recently in the warm-up game. Still looking for his first competitive goal then.
But two enormous misses, that one. He was 7-8 yards out centrally. Good ball from Cucurella, just needed to get it on target really.
Di Lorenzo stops the attack, passes the ball forward. Fabian Ruiz gets it back, do like him in the midfield for Spain. Now out towards Yamal on that right, looks for the run of Carvajal, little touch to try and return the ball. They've lost it once again of Italy, they can't get the ball out of their defence. Here is Cucurella to Williams. Williams level with the penalty area, right foot, checks back onto his left, goes down the side of the penalty area, sends over a cross, it's an own goal. It's an own goal of Calafiore. Donnarumma got a touch to it, and then it bounced off the unfortunate defender into the back of the net, and Spain's pressure finally tells, and the defending champions are behind as Spain lead by a goal to 0.
Well, you can't say they haven't deserved it. They absolutely have. The Spanish taking the lead. Williams again down the left-hand side. He has been a constant threat. And it's actually Morata flicks the ball on just beyond the 6-yard line. Donnarumma gets a left hand. He flings himself out, gets a left hand to it, fingertip to it, and Calafiore, well, it's catastrophic, off his left knee into the back of his own net. It was coming though. Spain, the dominant team, lead an Italian own goal.
And we go into day 8 of the Euros, still awaiting the first goalless draw of this tournament. 3 more games tomorrow on BBC Radio 5 Live. Slovakia, Ukraine in Group E from 2 o'clock. Then the 2 games in Group D, Poland against Austria at 5, to be followed by the Netherlands against France in Leipzig at 8. Spain are on the attack once more. They scored 2 quick-fire goals against Croatia, and they were looking to try and do so again, but diving at the feet of Pedri was Donnarumma.
Yeah, brilliant run from Pedri, and I tell you what, such alert goalkeeping from Donnarumma. Pedri drives into the box, gets beyond the Italian backline, and Donnarumma bravely dives at his feet, but do you know what? The Spanish goal or the Italian own goal, the Italians are going to have to respond now. They're going to have to be braver.
Spain are on the attack. The pattern of the game hasn't changed. We are now looking away towards our left-hand side. Spain still dominating and leading. A deserved lead, albeit in fortuitous circumstances, as Fabian Ruiz back with Laporte. The Olays now from the Spanish supporters here inside Gelsenkirchen, as Pedri was being tugged a little bit there by Barella. Out of play it goes for a throw.
I mean, it's like, with respect, Spain are playing Andorra and not a great footballing nation like Italy. They have absolutely pummeled the Italians this evening. Spalletti before the game talked about the brand of football is the only thing that saves them. Well, blimey, haven't played any football this evening. They have been turgid.
And you think about the style of football that they played when he was in charge of Napoli. It was very exciting as they won that first title since 1990. But they have really struggled here as Morata shoots on the run, and Donnarumma has to turn that ball behind with a venomous shot. Hit on the run, and it drops behind for a corner kick. There's only one team playing, and it is Spain who've been scintillating yet again.
Well, one team playing, one goalkeeper playing, because Donnarumma has kept the scoreline down. But what about the build-up play from the back? 1 and 2 touch passing. Morata 25 yards out with the laces straight down Donnarumma's throat.
Corner kick then to Spain, who lead by a 1-0. We're approaching the hour here on BBC Radio 5 Live. It's Williams towards the far post, and it's somehow cleared away. I think it might have been Cambiasso who got back almost on the goal line to left-footed get that away from the downward header from Lenormand. Here is Fabian Ruiz. He was pulled back by Chiesa, and it's a free kick to Spain.
Yeah, they go half and half, the Italians, half zonal, couple of markers. Actually, I think it came off Calafiori. The header was going in. I don't know how many double own goals with the Euros before, Ian.
It's irrelevant because it didn't go in. 1-0. 59 minutes played. BBC Radio 5
listeners
Live.
would like to know.
Well, the listeners
like
are probably still trying to gauge their thoughts, compile their thoughts for 606, which will be on at 10 o'clock with Chris and Robbie. 08085909693. As the ball goes back to Unai Simon, who's been a pedestrian, a mere spectator inside this arena here in Gelsenkirchen tonight. Carvajal with a ball up towards Pedri, lays it off. Fabian Ruiz. Rodri now takes over. Remember, he will miss that final game, but if it stays like that, then or stays like this, Luis de la Fuente will make wholesale changes anyway for that final group game against Croatia in Leipzig, because they are going to qualify as group winners as they lead by a 1-0 here in Gelsenkirchen. Lamine Yamal over on that far side, the right. Fabian Ruiz is inside, back towards the teenager. They're enjoying this. Yamal shoots! Oh! It dropped wide. That would have been a fabulous goal. And look at the teenager as well, just enjoying his football. He's hit a dipping left-footed shot that is curled just wide, and that was centimetres wide. And then he goes to whip up the Spanish crowd behind that goal. He is such an exciting prospect.
That was millimetres, not centimetres. Past Donnarumma, who was at full stretch, wasn't he? He wasn't saving that. What an effort from Yamal.
I've always been told size doesn't matter. Lamine Yamal, right-hand side, looking into the penalty area. They get a corner kick. Well, what's the referee given? The assistant referee on the far side said that was going to be a corner kick, but the referee has overruled him, Slavko Vincic, and he's not happy. Down below is Luis de la Fuente. Free kick is taken for Italy. Show no signs of a response whatsoever since falling behind to Calafiori, who's on the ball now. Passes the ball out wide. They came from behind against Albania. They've given the ball away deep inside their own half. They get away with it though. Cambiasso links up now with Scamacca. Passes the ball out wide. Now this is Pellegrini running forward. Pellegrini looks for the run of Cristante. Now they get white shirts forward. Cristante's shot. Slice clearance by Williams. Pedri picks it up. There's only one red shirt ahead of him, and Pedri finds the speedster Lamine Yamal, who tries the back heel, doesn't come off, so he passes the ball back in the more conventional manner to Pedri, and Spain still have the ball as we've been playing for 62 minutes. 1-0 to Spain, Crystal.
Got to say, the recovery runs from the whole of the Spanish team, other than Imano, they left up high on the right-hand side. Their desire to win this game, they have dominated, but they know there's still work to do. The Italians being a bit braver now with the press, rather than sitting back engaging Spain higher up, but I think the Spanish quite enjoy this.
Well, the problem for Italy is that if you're the runner-up in this group, you'll play the runner-up from Group A in Berlin. You then drop to the other side of the draw. The winner for Spain would play a third-place side in the last 16, and they're looking to join Germany with this slender lead, as Italy are going to make further changes down below. But we're going to be...
I was going to say, Italy still will have work to do if they don't win this game.
Yes, they will. They have a 2-point advantage over Albania and Croatia. Retegui is going to be coming on as striker, and we're also going to be seeing Mattia Zaccani, who is a right-footed winger, but he tends to play more on the left. He can play through the middle as well, can the Lazio forward. Chiesa is going to be the player who's going to be going off. Not really got involved a great deal, has he, Federico Chiesa?
He's been very, very quiet.
And Scamacca. So Zaccani comes on for Chiesa, and Scamacca comes off, and so Retegui will come on for him. He scored on his debut against England, the Argentine-born centre forward. And so Scamacca is the player who goes off. That's the double change that has been made by Luciano Spalletti in the hope to fire up the Italians, because still they're yet to have a shot on target. In fact, the only effort they've had was that Chiesa one that was blazed wide just on the stroke of half-time. Haven't been able to get anywhere near the goal of Unai Simon. Spain lead 1-0. Pedri back. Another impressive performance from Spain. Rodri takes over. Fabian Ruiz.
They're excellent, aren't they, together, Rodri and Ruiz. Just picking the ball up, popping it around, dictating the play, and Pedri on the drift just finds little pockets of space.
Pellegrini's gone into a central area at the moment. Cambiaso's playing on the right. Zaccani has gone onto that left-hand side as Morata picks it up and drives forward. Morata now, he's got options. Tried to play in Fabian Ruiz, but it was given away by Italy. There is activity down below on the bench as well for Spain, so De La Fuente is going to be making a change. His side leading by a goal to nil. And the player who is going to be coming on is Alex Baena. So he was almost going to come onto the field of play the other day against Croatia, but then they'd utilised so many of their substitutions that in the end he was unable to come on because of their entitlement of 5, as Cristante nudges the ball down this near side. Cristante runs forward. Retegui wants it in, it's played towards him. He just couldn't get a touch at the near post. Out towards the left-hand side. Cambiaso plays it back. Calafiore. Now all of a sudden they've got every white shirt inside the Spain half, and the crowd respond with chants of Italia, Italia, live here inside Gelsenkirchen with 24 minutes remaining. Because we haven't really seen much of them at all in this second half as an attacking force.
There's a good driving run from Cristante. It's an errant pass from Rodri.
Pellegrini tries to thread it through, blocked. Carvajal will head it out, runs away from him, gets there before Barella, laid back by Morata. Di Marco to Calafiore on the halfway line. Infield, Cristante gets it out from underneath his feet. Baena still waits to come on, left winger or an attacking midfielder for the Villarreal player. Still the Italian support try to rouse the defending champions. Spain have won all of their 3 previous meetings against the European champions. The Soviet Union in 64, West Germany in 1984, and 2-1 against Greece in 2008. Looking to maintain that 100% winning record as a blind ball was played forward and it will run through to Unai Simon. And we're midway through the second half here on 5 Live. 6:06 coming up at 10 o'clock with Chris Sutton, joined by Robbie Savage. So I'm sure digest and analyse and get your thoughts on that performance in Frankfurt of Denmark 1, England 1. Also finished 1-1 in Group C. So England topped the group, 4 points. Slovenia 2, Denmark 2 and Serbia 1. England play Slovenia in Cologne on Tuesday. Hear that, of course, on BBC Radio 5 Live as Williams looks to try and get round the back on this left-hand side. Ball goes into the penalty area. Bastoni clears out of play for a throw. Chris Sutton.
It's Di Lorenzo. Happy that Cambiasso doubled up there. Williams seems to be tiring a little bit, but what an evening he has had. Of course, that was his cross from the left-hand side, which led to the Spanish goal. Just seeing the Italian chance again. Cristante tries to find Retegui, who made a run across the near post, actually goes through his legs. That was half a chance.
It's going to be a double change, I think. Not only are we going to see Alex Baena, as DeMarco. And was that a dive or was that a challenge there on that far side? It's going to be a yellow card. Lenormand is booked. Central defender has shown a yellow card for the little trip on Zaccani. And there'll be a free kick to Italy midway through the Spain half over on that far side, the left, as Italy trail by a goal to 0.
Yeah, that's a bit naughty from Normand. Naughty Normand. You just sense Spain only 1-0 up. The Italians, they have done a little bit better since the Spanish goal, but that wouldn't have been difficult.
I think Ferran Torres is the other player who's going to be coming on down below as the free kick is taken short, left-hand side, back towards Varela. And then Spain keeping their shape. Italy all in white, forced to go back. You can hear the crowd reaction to that. The arms go up in the air for the Italian supporters away towards our right. Ball played forward to Calafiore. This is Pellegrini with a chance to come forward. Left-hand side, DeMarco. When you see him for Inter Milan, he's got a second chance to deliver that. He's volleyed it. He's gone away from goal. Calafiore's header comes back. He does like to bomb on. Very attack-minded. Have hardly seen anything like that tonight from Federico DeMarco. But he has stayed forward on this occasion. The flags come up on this near side. The referee, though, will play the advantage as Jamal up against Barella. Passes the ball back. Carvajal hits it forward. The assured and composed midfield play of Fabian Ruiz, helped out by Rodri. Cucurella now passes it forward towards Williams. Still the double substitution for Spain waits to happen. Meanwhile, Williams cuts inside. Right footed! Oh, what a goal that would have been! Hits the crossbar. We were right behind that, as the great late Jimmy Armfield would have said, and that would have been a spectacular goal. Italy saved by the crossbar. It goes behind, and so unlucky.
But Di Lorenzo, he won't sleep tonight. That is brilliant from Williams. He's driven him outside. He's trying to set him up all the time to come on that inside on his right foot, and he does do. And a shot left-hand side of the box from 18 yards. It arrows towards the top corner, crashes off the bar and away to safety. What an effort.
So Baena is going to replace Pedri. He will play probably central then, the Villarreal player. And I'm sad to report that Lamine Yamal is the player who's going to be coming off, because once again he has been just a joy to watch for the 16-year-old. So Ferran Torres comes on for a second successive substitute appearance, the former Manchester City player. 19 minutes remain. Spain still lead by a goal to 0. Chris Sutton.
Yep, straight swaps there. Baena in for Pedri, and Torres has gone out to that right-hand side. Yamal was.
could say that Yamal was your man, but he's still a boy. 18 minutes remaining. Italy still in the game, despite the fact that Spain have had 16 chances, 6 have been on target. Italy are yet to have a shot on target. Di Lorenzo, near side the right, midway through the Spain half, trailing by a goal to nil. BBC Radio 5 Live. 6:06 coming up at 10. The Football Daily podcast with all the reaction to England, the latest from the Scotland camp. And don't forget that BBC Sounds has a host of pods. Just search Euros for your perusal to keep your listening maintained in and amongst the football, and not just the football, of course, but also 5 Live, the home of the Euros and the home of the election. We'll give you a combination of both. And here in Gelsenkirchen, a free kick. Spain lead by a goal to nil, 17 minutes remaining. Italy have got this direct free kick, range. 25 yards out from goal.
Really good range. At the perfect range to get it up and over the wall. Careless challenge from Lionel Mand. It's on a yellow card. Pellegrini clattered into him. Pellegrini over this. Right-footed, left-hand side of the box. They can't, can they?
Lorenzo Pellegrini did score against Spain in a Nations League encounter 3 years ago. Looks like he is the one who's going to be having a go. DiMarco is also there if he fancies it with his left foot. 1-0 to Spain, direct free kick. Just under 25 yards out. It is Pellegrini. He does go with his right foot. It was dropping, but it was never going to trouble Unai Simon. And it drops over the crossbar, and it will be a goal kick, and Spain still have the advantage here on 5 Live.
Well, do you know what? That free kick really sums up the Italians' evening. Really feeble, lack of conviction, very safe, just clips it over the wall, doesn't get the dip on it, goes well over Simon's bar. I mean, you could have played in goal for Spain this evening, albeit you're not Spanish, but
just
doesn't have anything to do, is he?
Tell you what's going to be some game in Dusseldorf next Monday. Albania against Spain. In Leipzig, Croatia against Italy, with the Spain on course to qualify.
I think I'm there. Get the train.
Here is Fabian Ruiz. They've never beaten Italy in 3 successive matches, but they are on course to do that now for the first time in their history. As Carvajal, almost dispossessed as he runs in off that right touchline, but showed good strength. Back towards Lenormand. Laporte to Cucurella. Cucurella hits it on the ground. Williams tries to take it away from Di Lorenzo, who marshals the ball safely. Out of play for a throw, takes it. But back it goes to Bastoni, to Donnarumma. Margin of victory could have been greater had it not been for Donnarumma. That effort from Fabian Ruiz had beaten him. Would have been talking about one of the goals of the tournament.
Do you have a favourite goal so far?
I think, was it Mulder for Turkey?
That was pretty good, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
And?
My favourite goal would have been Stanciu, Romania.
Yeah.
That was pretty special. Gula from Turkey as well.
Yeah, there's been some.
What a young talent he is.
There's been some good ones. Double substitution in the offing for Spain, leading by a goal to nil.
What about Shaqiri?
Shaqiri. 14 minutes remaining. Hope you're going to be a little bit more on it when people ask you a question at 6:06. Ball given away at the back by Donnarumma. Williams is onto it, left-hand side of the penalty area. Plays the ball back. Fabian Ruiz lets it come across his body, then turns, passes it back off that trusty left boot. Out towards Williams once again. Cucurella joins the attack. Here is Cucurella. Down the line he goes. Williams. Rodri offers the support. Williams twisting and turning. Back it goes towards Cucurella. Patiently passes the ball back to Laporte. 13 minutes remain. Spain still have a vice-like grip in this contest. Over on the far side, Ferran Torres. Morata had just tried to stab that goalwards with an outstretched right leg. Couldn't get on the end of it. It was Di Lorenzo who was covering the right back and did enough just to put him off.
He did brilliantly. The ball is excellent from Torres, right-hand side. Fires it across the 6-yard line. Right on the wing. And Morata, his movement is so good. Tries to get across Di Lorenzo at that near post and get a touch, but Di Lorenzo had a difficult evening to his credit.
So this is going to be two attacking changes now made by Luis de la Fuente, because Ayoze Perez is going to be coming on for what will be his competitive debut for Spain, the former Newcastle United and Leicester City player. So Morata and Williams are the two players who come off. So Mikel Oyarzabal will replace Alvaro Morata through the middle, the Real Sociedad striker, and Williams is the one who comes off for Ayoze Perez, who scored on his debut in that 5-0 win against Andorra. He's now 30, 5 years at St James's Park, just under 50 goals in 195 appearances. He left Leicester last summer for Real Betis. So they're the two changes that have been made by Spain, and they lead 1-0, 12 minutes to go.
Yeah, Perez out to the left-hand side. Brilliant. What a stunning game. He has had an outstanding player on the pitch, and Oyarzabal, is that Bigfoot? His nickname?
Oyarzabal.
I think that's his nickname, Bigfoot.
Contrast the positive changes, the attacking changes being made here by Spain. Over on that far side, as it's Di Marco, and an outstretched leg by Di Lorenzo. Couldn't get there. Cucurella gets the ball away, looks for the pace of Ferran Torres, and in the end it's Italy who will tidy the ball up at the back. There's an Italian player who's stayed down on this near side, so I think they're going to have to put the ball out of play. Barella's hobbling and struggling. That play is going to continue, I think, for the time being. He's back on his feet, Barella. He's been in the wars tonight.
He has been in a different role in this second half. A box-to-box player, isn't he? But playing the holding role.
Just over 10 minutes remaining, and Spain still have the slender advantage.
It wouldn't feel right. Wouldn't feel fair, I should say, if Italy scored. They have been second best by a mile, haven't they? I think coming into this, I mean, it's really interesting the way the game has panned out. We didn't know what to expect, but I thought we'd see more of a contest. It's been so one-sided.
Calafiore, his own goal, but make no mistake, it's a deserved lead for Spain with the chances that have created. Here is Rodri, Baena, able to turn, head down. Spain are attacking once again, and this is an opportunity maybe just to try and get it away, but Ayoze Perez charged down behind for a corner kick. Di Lorenzo closed him down, out for a goal kick. Spain still lead 1-0, but in no hurry to take it on this near side, the left.
It was a good block in the end. It's Perez trying to manoeuvre the ball back onto that right foot and get a shot off. Corner
taken short, in goes the cross, queuing up for it at the back, and it was a tumbling Laporte whose header at the far post off target, and another goal kick. Thing is though, Italy don't look like scoring. They could probably be playing here till, 3 hours it took the England supporters to get away from Gelsenkirchen the other night. They could play for another 3 hours and they probably still wouldn't score. Raspadori's going to come on to replace Pellegrini. Tricky little player, mobile, lively, from Napoli, Giacomo Raspadori. But they need to try and salvage something in the closing stages because time is running out for them. So Raspadori is on for Italy. And Spain are going to respond as well with another change, it would seem. And the player who's going to be coming on is David Vivian. As the ball goes forward and Unai Simon dives inside his penalty area. So this is going to be the defender from Athletic Bilbao, El Teniente, the lieutenant, for his third appearance. The Italian supporters desperately trying to rouse their side, but it has been a tepid performance by Italy. Rodri, Fabian Ruiz, Cucurella on this near side. Is there a challenge? No, the referee says no foul by Cambiasso.
Cucurella not happy, still having words with the assistant. Here's Raspadori. He's playing in behind Retegui.
Ball out to Cambiasso near side the right. Dark-haired midfielder stumbles, loses the ball. Ayoze Perez will cut in front of Cambiasso, holds on to it, goes one way and then the other. They try and get the ball away from Ayoze Perez, and in the end it's Cambiasso who succeeds. Still watching on is Luciano Spalletti, but his side at the moment have not fashioned a chance on target. They've only had two and both of them have been off target. Really have struggled to make any sort of impression here this evening in Gelsenkirchen. Calafiore's forward ball. Retegui plays it out towards Cambiasso, goes back. Spain get the ball, they go forward, they're positive.
Got to say, the Spanish team out of possession, they've worked so hard. They've been brilliant with the ball and without the ball.
Calafiore dispossessed by Baena.
Gets away with that.
And that's a free kick to Italy in the eyes of the referee from Slovenia.
You do just wonder, though, whether the Italians can conjure up one opportunity.
Well, and inside the centre circle at the moment, Di Lorenzo to Cristante. Cambiasso collects that ball and Cucurella is able to follow him all the way out to this near side. Now he runs in field. Di Marco provides the width over on that far side, the left. Di Marco appeals for handball. The arms of Carvajal were down by his side, says the referee, so it'll just be a throw to Italy. 5 minutes remain. Cross comes in. Cristante tried to get a little flick on that. They win a corner kick. Retegui's presence goes behind and in front of the Italian support, many wearing the Azzurri blue behind that goal towards our right, as a giant Italian tricolour now is waved in that end as well on the front row. They have created absolutely nothing in open play. Will they stun the Spanish with a set piece with 5 minutes remaining? A bit of sparring going on now inside the penalty area. Carvajal is having to be...
Bastoni, isn't it? And Carvajal and Norman. Bastoni unhappy about the close attention.
Bastoni lurks just inside the penalty area. Carvajal is with him. Calafiore is also there. They're trying to stop the run. You've got Retegui in there too. He's a big cumbersome striker. The Argentine-born centre forward, somewhat of a throwback. The referee still hasn't sorted out.
Well, the referee hasn't seen that because he's got the wrong guy there. He's gone across to Bastoni, but Normand is wrestling. He's not even looking at the ball.
Bastoni scored against Albania with a header. It goes in towards the near post. It was Cristante who tried to little flick that bouncing ball on the right-hand side, and in the end it was gathered in by Unai Simon.
That's all it takes, isn't it? Oh, actually nearly an own goal, that. Another one.
Calafiore and his own goal is the difference between the two sides. 4 minutes remain. Spain forward on that far side. Baena has lost the ball. Now it is played back Cristante takes over inside the centre circle. Still snapping it away was Oyarzabal. Cristante. Forward ball. Cambiasso drops deep. Goes back towards the centre circle. Spain got every red shirt back behind the ball. Calafiore tries to roll it out towards that far side. It's won back by Raspadore. Ball played in field. Raspadore just can't seem to get it out from underneath his feet at the moment. Central area, rebound cleared by Cucurella, edge of the area. Bastoni, De Lorenzo.
Actually pinning Spain back now, Italy. Is it too late?
Patrolling his technical area is Luciano Spalletti. Italy trailing by a goal to nil, urged on by that crowd. Calafiore comes forward on that far side to left. Zaccagni passes the ball inside. Barella to Cristante. Ooh, that was a heavy touch. That ended up in Dortmund, that first touch. There's a little pat on the head for Oyarzabal from Rodri, free kick.
Oh, Bigfoot getting his toe in there. Oh, you're right, the touch from Cristante, blimey. Bounced off him 3 or 4 yards, that. Not the touch of a top-class player.
David Vivian, any plans for him to come on have been shelved by the Spanish. De La Fuente having second thoughts. Under 2 minutes remain of normal time. BBC Radio 5 Live. 3 more games for you tomorrow. Slovakia, Ukraine at 2. Poland, Austria at 5. Netherlands, France at 8 from Leipzig. Should be a really good game, that one in Group D. They did meet in qualifying for the Euros. The French won both encounters. There's Italy. Trailing still by a goal to nil. Will get a free kick. Retegui fouled on the halfway line. Carvajal is writhing. Barella is ushered away by Fabian Ruiz. And Retegui on the ground, battling for the ball with a trip on Carvajal, who's back on his feet. We're going to find out how much stoppage time there will be here in Gelsenkirchen. Carvajal is still not happy about that challenge, as he points out to Di Marco where he felt at the force of the impact.
He's fiery, isn't he, Carvajal?
Ball over the top, looking towards Di Marco. Header away by Carvajal. Had no problem getting a good leap there. His forward ball bypasses Rodri. Remember, he will miss the game against Albania through suspension. Italy looking for a sting in the tail here. Zaccagni, left corner of the area, looks to go on the outside. Lenormand will follow him. Tracks his every step. Ball then is played back. Barella hits it forward. Retegui leaps, and the goalkeeper Unai Simon marshals the ball out as the fourth official, Clément Turpin, shows the red digit of number 4.
It's a really difficult pass from Barella. Good movement from Retegui. Made a movement across Laporte. The ball, straight ball, 20-30 yard ball from Barella, sailed past him and behind, and Spain now just run the clock down.
Clearance from Unai Simon. Didn't get much distance, it was flicked on. It's been picked up by Baena. He looks for the run of Ferran Torres, right hand side of the penalty area, crosses the ball, volleyed away by Bastoni, helped further on by the head of Barella. Cucurella in the central area passes the ball out. This is Perez. Left hand side, goes in between 2 Italian players. Ayoze Perez shoots! Saved by Donnarumma down at his near post. He almost marked his competitive debut for Spain with yet another goal. Did the former Newcastle United man. Spain lead 1-0 into stoppage time here. And despite the slender advantage, this will be a thoroughly deserved 3 points for the Spanish.
Yep. Donnarumma has necessarily kept the scoreline respectable, but he's kept the scoreline down Good driving run from Perez past Di Lorenzo. What an absolute stinker of an evening he has had, Di Lorenzo.
Ball hit forward. Fabian Ruiz looks for Jose Perez. Di Lorenzo hasn't got there. Jose Perez, another good save by Donnarumma. Makes the save with a strong right hand. Di Lorenzo just underlining what exactly Chris Sutton has said. Failed to deal with it whatsoever, and Jose Perez again, unfortunately. Had it not been for Donnarumma, Spain could have won this 3-4-0 easily.
5. You think of 6. You think of some of the saves he made this evening. I mean, absolutely top draw, world-class saves. And Spain have been wasteful, haven't they? That will be the frustration, I think, for Fuente, because they have been so dominant.
Certainly not a reflection of the manner of the game. Ball played forward by Cristante, tried to get Cambiasso in, cut out. Jose Perez skips over one challenge. He's done ever so well since he's come onto the field of play. Jose Perez now in field to Fabian Ruiz. That was a mistake in the midfield, just out of his grasp. But Spain wrestle the ball back. And now with Lenormand out towards Carvajal. The Olays once again from the Spanish support. A touch of cramp there for Fabian Ruiz. Another excellent game in the midfield as it's knocked out for enabling the treatment to come on for the Spanish midfielder. There was 4 minutes of a minimum of 4, and we're about to enter the last 60 seconds. And Donnarumma has kept this to a respectable scoreline.
Yep, outstanding save. Perez, left-hand side of the box. We know he likes to finish with his right foot, and he's trying to bend it into the far corner from 15 yards. And the timing of Donnarumma's dive actually makes the save look easy. It's anything but. Down to his left-hand side, those big hands. Big left hand, palming it away. What a game he's had, Ruiz.
Well, they did toy earlier on in the second half with Daniel Vivian coming on, but instead with that touch of cramp, and Mikel Moreno is going to replace him. He came on as a substitute in Berlin against Croatia, and I'm not surprised he gets the high five, Fabian Ruiz, as he makes his way onto the benches. Another former Newcastle man is on the field of play here for Spain, who still lead by 1-0, but by my watch the 4 minutes of added on time are up. We're now at the hands of the Slovenian referee, but Italy, who have struggled throughout this game, do not deserve anything from it. But they're only trailing by 1-0 as they pass the ball out towards Cambiasso, and Cambiasso cuts inside. Into the penalty area it goes, cleared away by Rodri on the volley, off the chest by Barella. Barella lifts it forward, Cucurella will head it clear, Perez plays it on the inside, Baena, there could be a potential counter-attack here. Oyarzabal just couldn't release Ferran Torres. Italy win it back. The Italian support are urging their players to come forward. In stoppage time here, crossing towards the penalty area, queuing up at the back post, and the header behind by Laporte, behind for a corner kick. And a yellow card has been shown to Carvajal. Carvajal has clearly spoken out of turn, and the Real Madrid defender has been booked. By my watch, we are now into the 6th minute of added on time. A deafening roar of Italia, Italia, and Donnarumma is coming up from the back. Spain lead by 1-0.
You wouldn't want to pick him up.
The imposing figure of the 6'5" goalkeeper Donnarumma lurks by the penalty spot.
I think it's Torres picking him up.
Cambiasso's going to take it. This surely is going to be it as far as this action is concerned here in Gelsenkirchen. Lenormand is having a little word from the referee at the moment. There's been a jostling going on by the penalty spot. Donnarumma's completely unmarked at the moment. Cambiasso with a corner kick. Header comes back out towards Cambiasso from the Spanish defence. The referee still plays on. Cambiasso delivers the ball towards the far post. Headed out by Rodri. Hooked back goalwards and it runs wide. And justice will prevail. And Spain will see out the win. Because there indeed is the final whistle. There is work to do for the defending champions, but Spain once again so impressive, go go through as Group B winners after beating Italy by 1-0. But make no mistake, the goal from Calafiore was an own goal. But the margin of victory, Chris Sutton, could have been far, far greater.
Yeah. This was a mismatch, wasn't it? How good was Spain? Too quick, too slick, too fast, too sharp. With the ball, without the ball, they totally dominated Italy. If there's one criticism of the Spanish team, they weren't ruthless enough. They missed chances, but they were so far ahead of the Italians this evening. Thoroughly deserved the victory, albeit by fortunate nature, an own goal. But Donnarumma was brilliant for Italy. Spain, now they're through, aren't they? And Italy, I tell you what, they've got some work to do.
Well, not only do they have work to do against Croatia in the final group game against Leipzig, the fact is now the best they can have is runners-up in Group B. They will switch into the half of the draw against France. Spain will be playing a third place side in the last 16. And once again, as they go across towards their supporters who lift the Spanish flags high, it has been another eye-catching performance from the Spanish, who for the first time in their history have beaten Italy in 3 successive matches. 1-0 is finished here in Gelsenkirchen. Kelly.